We had same thing. We're going to be working with a banana. Sometimes we use 6 feet because it's very similar. Now, as you can see, I'm separating. You can see in here, that's the subcutaneous tissue. What he didn't do, which he has in other videos, is he'll go inside and you do another type of suture where you bring that together, and that's going to be absorbable sutures. This is not an absorbable suture. This is a 3/0 nylon, or you could use a 4/0 nylon. Okay, so I'm going to need your suture scissors. Okay, and so the interesting thing is, because I've done that surgical aseptic hand wash, right, and I'm going to have most likely surgical, gloves, and so I'm sterile. So everything, we're just going to pretend like our field is sterile. So when we first open this, we don't want to cut ourselves. This right here is my needle driver. So I'm going to open it up again. I'm using my thumb and my 4th finger. I'm going to grab here close to where the thread is, right on the edge, snap, and then pull this out. Now what I'm also going to do is kind of just straighten this out. Again, I have on surgical gloves, so I am not contaminating anything, correct? Mm-hmm. So the first thing I'm going to do, as he said, you're going to go in at a 90-degree angle. So I'm going to go in, and I'll do this one here. And so I want to be equidistant. I'm going to come through, and I can use this. Let's see where we are. Oh, I don't like that. A little bit better. Okay. So grab it on this side, and I'm going to pull through. Okay. So I'm going to leave a little bit here, and it's going to be, it's going to pull a little bit more because of the band, because of the type of texture it is. Here I have a little bit more give. So I leave this here where my suture needle is. Okay. And now I'm going to take my needle driver. I'm going to place it right along here, which is parallel to the incision line, right? I'm going to go over twice, pull a little bit more, catch my tail. The hard part is that sometimes it gets caught right here in the jaw, and then I'm going to bring this down. Can you see? Okay. Then I'm going to take my needle driver again, place it in the middle, one time over, grab on this side, and pull. And I'm going to bring it over. Now, the key part, and I know I did that kind of fast, so I'm going to go a little slower on the next one. So I'm going to cut my ends. Okay. And the other thing is, because we don't want the suture, we want to make sure that we move it, so I may need to cut my tail a little bit more, but that surgeon is also thinking about you, and not because you have to take this out. And so the next video, I'll show you how you take it out. So we'll start again. Okay. All right. And what I'm going to do is, it's kind of flat right here, so I want to make sure that it's flat right inside here with the needle driver. So I'm going to clamp down. Okay. Hold it like that. And then I'm going to go in at 90 degrees again. Down just a little bit more. It's about equidistant. Grab it on this side. Okay. And pull through. Okay. Now, so what I did was this. I'm going to leave a little longer tag here. What I did was this. I placed my needle driver here, parallel to the incision. Because it's on my left side with my suture in my left hand, I'm going to come over for the first one twice, but I keep my needle driver closed. Pull a little bit more, and now I'm going to come over here and grab from the right side, but my suture still is on the left side. I have to get my hand from here to that side, so I'm going to pull, not pulling this, just pull this through. Okay. Now my left hand that was on this side is now on this side, and I've got, as you see, a double knot, okay, or double throw. Not too much, because again, like you said, you don't want to strangulate the tissue. And what we call this is well coapted edges. You'll see that documented in your post-op note, okay? So now, because my suture's here on the right side, again, I'm going to place my needle driver in the middle, and I'm going to bring it over one. You don't do here because it'll come out. So again, place it in the middle here, parallel, one time over, and now I'm grabbing it from the left side, right? And I'm moving this, okay? My needle driver stays in the same place, and I'm bringing one knot, okay? Down and bring that over. So my next one, place here, one over, grab here, okay? Now, depending on what we're doing, as it depends on how many sutures I'm going to put in, okay? Or how long my incision is. Okay? Any questions? All right, now, they are going to show you how to take sutures out. I'll show you that as well. There's two ways you can take sutures out, okay? So, yeah. So, there's two things I can do. I can either use my little forceps, or we like to call our pickups. This is really a tissue because it has kind of like two little notches here and one here, and it grabs the tissue. So this is a tissue forceps. But I can either do this and grab my suture and snip, or I can take my suture scissor where you see this little divot and go under. But how you take them out is really important. I mean, I have just a 2x2. Thank you. So what we always do is when you as a medical assistant, when you're taking sutures out, we always have a 2x2 here so that we can see all the different ends to make sure that I have them. But what if I don't have them all? Do not become alarmed. You just explain to the patient that there is a suture that's inside. You may not be able to get to it. We do not saturate it with saline or especially peroxide. If it's dry or if it becomes too painful because it's sticking, yeah, we probably could use saline, but definitely not peroxide because that's going to bubble and it's going to compromise the integrity of the wound healing, okay? So what I can do is one of two things. Because you can see my sutures going over, right? I don't want to drag through the suture, right? So if I don't cut it on this side here, or I don't cut it close to here, what's going to happen is say I cut it, let me point to here. Say I cut it right there. What would happen? This end, right, if I cut it here, this end right here would drag through. So what's on the outside that's been exposed to everything, possible, drainage from the wound site is going to drag back through the foot or the side of the arm or whatever, and what will happen? Now you're reintroducing pathogens into the body. So I'm either going to cut it close to this side here so that this top part is going to go this way and comes all out, or I'm going to cut it on this side. So the first one I'm going to do, I'm going to cut it, I would grab this here with the tissue. Oh gosh, I can't see I have my glasses on. I knew I should have had my glasses on. All right, here we go. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut it close to this side here with a number 15. Okay, and then I'm going to pull it. So you see that I'm not pulling it through, right? Mm-hmm. I'm pulling it from this side, and then I'm going to place it here, and then I count. I have 3 sides. That's good. Okay. Now the next one I'm going to do, make it a little more challenging. I'm going to, where my knot was on this side, I'm going to cut right underneath here, okay? Try not to cut the skin, close. All right. And you can see I'm not dragging anything in, right? So when it cut, what's inside is still inside, what's outside is still outside, but now I'm pulling from this side. So I see 2 pieces, I need to get that one last piece. See right there? Now I know I have everything. So sometimes you may have to tell the patient, yes, there's still suture inside. Do not become alarmed. Keep an eye on it. We're going to give you bandages. So if we ask them to change it, we'll tell them how to change it. If not, we will change the bandages. And if they see that it's starting to try to come through, because the body is going to treat it like what? Foreign tissue, foreign body, and it's going to try to push it out. So we'll have that patient come in. They don't have to have an appointment. They can come to the front desk, let us know, hey, I've got the suture, I need to come out. We bring them back quickly. We take the suture out, and then we address the wound, okay? So if you're calm, your patient will be calm. If you become alarmed, your patient will be alarmed, okay? So it's okay if sometimes you leave just a little bit of a tag in there, okay? Just understand that the body is going to push it out eventually, okay? And that's all.